All right, I'm going to keep this one a little short and sweet. This is a topic that's been covered quite a few times, but it's happened to me, and I'm just going to kind of quickly sort of go over some of the pitfalls, if you will, that I came across. So, 2007, any of these trucks, 99-207, I think. Let me start it here. So when you start your truck, you'll see two things that pop up. So you can see seatbelt man guys on. These guys are on. This guy up here, seatbelt guy, or the airbag guy. And if you watch closely here, they should come back in a second. It says service airbag. You grab your scanner tool, do a quick scan. You'll need a scanner tool that does ABS. But you can see here, so this is where one of the first pitfalls I came across was. You can see that it's a B0103 code, and it says electronic front end sensor 2 performance. Well, these trucks have different setups, and my theory on that is some of these trucks have what's referred to as a single stage, and some of them have what's referred to as a dual stage airbag. Now, my truck, from what I understand, is a single stage, and the reason I suspect that, I'd have to take the steering wheel off, but the reason I suspect that is I've got no steering wheel controls. I don't know if that's the deciding factor or what, but I'll show you why that scanner is a little misleading. So if we crawl up under the truck, this orange pin, this orange sensor right here, that's that sensor it's talking about. And if you notice, I do not have one up in there. I do not have one up in there. I only have the one right there. So this is the other pitfall that I ran into, because it said sensor 2, but I only have one. So I don't know why it's referencing a sensor 2. So I need to replace this sensor. So it's a really easy job. Just pull out this orange tab. You just undo the clip, it comes out as normal, one single 10mm bolt, and then this whole thing just comes off. But because we're dealing with their ABS/airbag system, it's recommended to disconnect the battery. So I'm going to disconnect the battery before undoing all this, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'll show you what another pitfall I had with this is. All right, so battery's been disconnected now for about 15-20 minutes, so not too much worry about airbag issues. I've pulled the old sensor out. Just a quick recap, these basically fail. It's kind of hard to tell, but under this label, they start to split. So if I pull this label up, now you want to pay attention to this label because this is the key part of the next pitfall. So you can see that it's labeled as MD. It's got this number above it. It's got this barcode above it. That MD, from my understanding from all my research, is what's the key part in finding a replacement. So if we take this off, you can see how it's got all this white material on it, and that's where they basically fail. Somehow they get dirt, debris inside these, and then they just basically start to split. Now, when I went to the junkyard, this is where I had some problems. Trying to actually find these on these trucks is pretty difficult because, as this is such a common problem, people snag these things as often as they can and then basically hoard them. So you can see this one and this one have that MD. This one does not, but you got the number on the top, that other number, same with these two. So by feeling this, the front face on this one, I can feel it doesn't feel bad. Same with this one, and then same with this one. I grabbed these three because they're the only 3 that I could find. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this one in, and once I stick it in, I'm going to connect it all back together, and then we're going to check for codes. You'll have to believe me, but there is the replacement sensor. Battery is all hooked back up. Airbags are not deployed, but we'll still keep our face clear from this area. We will start the truck. Little airbag dude is gone. No warning light there, except for a little washer fluid, but whatever. We'll do a quick scan of the tool. It's going through the scan now. So we can see that there's still a fault, but I haven't cleared it yet, so we'll go into it. Look at the trouble codes, read it. So we can still see it's the same code, so we want to erase that. Is ignition on and engine not running, so we'll turn the truck off. So now we just have the truck in the ignition mode. So we hit yes, and then we hit freeze data will be cleared, yes. Communicating with vehicle, codes cleared. Okay, read codes. No faults found. So we can see no error message, no airbag dude. So just a quick little one to show you that it's a pretty simple fix for that. It's just you do need a scan tool which does read ABS codes for it. That service airbag, don't always assume if you see that on that it's going to be that sensor. There's various other areas within the ABS supplemental or restraint system or the SRS system that can fail. The other one that I had failed was the actual electronic brain for the ABS module. That had failed on me too. So just wanted to show you a quick one. If you try buying these new, good luck. The part is on Rock Auto, but every time I've looked at it, it's out of stock, and these things are worth like $600 or $700. You can sneak these out of your pick and pull yards for pocket change, hint hint, or they'll charge you like $5 or $10 for them. They're not that expensive if you can find them. So yeah, just thought I'd show you a quick one on this one. Just remember that you will need the scan tool that does ABS codes. Other than that, it's literally like a 5-minute job, aside from letting the battery drain. If you do have multiples of these, then you'll have to just make sure that it's in your best interest. Just replace both, because if one is failing, the other one is probably not too far behind. This truck had 300,000 kilometers on it, so making it that far without having to replace it until now, I'm good with that. So anyways, quick little one. Hopefully it helps you figure out some of this stuff. Don't let the scan tool fool you. If you go to the junkyard, or before you do anything, just take a quick look, make sure what yours is. Mine, because it is, what did I do with my light? Just to show you one last tip, on my truck, because it's 2500 HD and has the body a little bit higher, I was able to actually just do a quick look. You can kind of see it in there, and it made it pretty easy for me to see where that one was. So I was able to figure it out pretty quick. So anyways, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.